TV, and I'm here with Mr. Eddie Hearn. Eddie, how are you this week?
I'm good, mate. I'm back in Riyadh. It's about the 20th time this year, and looking forward to a big show to close out 2024.
It's a massive show, and we've got your prediction already. You're going for a Tyson Fury victory on Saturday. Why is that?
I mean, probably a little bit of heart ruling head, but, you know, we're British and we're proud, and I'd love to see him do it. I think he's capable of doing it, but he's going to have to be unbelievable on Saturday night, because it's very difficult to bet against Usyk, especially after the first fight. You know what he's going to bring. But Fury, on his day, like I said, capable of doing special things, and he'll need to on Saturday.
Well, I think in the first fight, which was an unbelievable fight, and I think this is going to live up to the hype. I think it might be even better. But in the first fight, in those middle rounds, he was controlling the fight, and it looked like a foregone conclusion. And then Usyk, being a championship round fighter that he is, came back into it. Do you think he needs to just prolong what he did in the first fight?
The problem is that Usyk in the back half of any fight is so good. Like, he just turns the screw, he drains you in that first period, he tires you out. And if you look at even like the fights against Bellew, like AJ in 10, 11, 12 in the second fight, his engine's incredible. And like in that first fight, he put it on Tyson Fury. He stuck it on him, he made him work, and he wore him out. So much so that he just had a lapse in concentration, hurt him badly in the ninth. And Fury's got to be able to stay switched on and focused for 12 rounds, which is difficult for Fury because, like mentally, I think he's that kind of guy. He gets a little bit bored, he gets a bit carried away. And
he did say that about the showboat, and he said that there'll be less of that in the second fight.
I mean, we like it. We love that about Tyson Fury, but you just can't really afford to do that against Usyk. You've got to be switched on. And being switched on for 12 rounds is very tiring. And I'm not sure he can keep that attention for that at that pace. But I don't know who's going to do what. Last time Usyk came out like a train, stuck it on him. Yeah. So, it's going to be interesting.
Talk to me about Johnny Fisher. He's come, and Big John is arriving as well. He's a lovely lad, such a great lad. And he's coming up against Dave Allen. He's very exciting. How do you think that fight's going to go?
I think it's actually a tough fight because of how Dave Allen showed up. Like, he's in camp with Jamie Moore and those guys. You can see he's in shape. Yeah. He's had 10 weeks of training. Sometimes Dave's been up and down. But it's the kind of test we need for Johnny Fisher. Johnny Fisher's kind of, we know he's a very good domestic heavyweight. This will kind of secure that position. And then we want bigger tests. And the following that he's got. His old man's brilliant. The whole family are great. And he's got the potential to fill arenas in the UK. We saw it back at the Copper Bosch against Alan Babbage. And a tough fight on Saturday, but hopefully just stay calm and come through it.
Being from Ireland, there's another guy called Thomas Carty, another lovely fella. Yeah. And Thomas did call out Johnny Fisher last week. Yeah. And that would be an excellent fight, wouldn't it?
Good fight. I mean, look, I think that Johnny is fighting better opposition than Thomas, but Thomas is looking for his chance. He's a really top lad as well. Good talent. Why not? Definitely a fight we can look at.
And I just want to talk about Katie Taylor. Another amazing win against Amanda Serrano. Is the trilogy going to be a possibility against Chantel Cameron in Ireland, possibly next year? Do you think I know you'd spoke about Croke Park, but is there other venues? Maybe the Tree Arena, maybe the Aviva Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the two trilogies, Serrano and Chantel Cameron. Obviously, we're 2-0 up against Serrano, but both fights have been fight of the year contenders, and it's 1-1 with Chantel. So we had Chantel's been ruled as the mandatory challenger unless we fight Serrano. So either of those, Katie, she hasn't got that many fights left, but I feel like off the back of that Netflix audience, she could fight Serrano at Croke Park. I think that would, with Jake Paul, with everybody involved, I think that would do great numbers. So let's see. But she's coming off her two greatest victories, the Chantel Cameron rematch and Serrano too. So she's an absolute gem of your country. And
she is, she's done our country proud.
She's incredible, an incredible person.
One final question, and it's a question you've been asked for years, but I think initially a lot of people kind of were deflated after Anthony Joshua lost against Daniel Dubois, and that deflation was down to the fact that will a Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua fight never happen. But as we know, time is a healer, and I think that fight is there's still massive intrigue for that fight, sure. Excitement, hype. I think more so from a legacy standpoint. Would you agree?
Yeah, everywhere I go, I get the question, when are they going to fight? And I'm like, oh, well, AJ just lost to Dubois and Fury's fighting. He's like, don't worry about that. When are they going to fight? So for the wider audience, that's the ones that everybody knows. So win, lose or draw on Saturday, I think that fight will get made in 2025. But, You know, AJ wants another shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. If that's to rematch Dubois, if that's to fight Fury for it, whatever. But you know, he's another one like Katie that's coming to could be his last year. You know, in the sport, who knows? So see what happens Saturday and make a decision from there.
Well, I've been saying it. Look, these fights that were fantasies a few years ago are becoming a reality.
Absolutely.
His excellency is like it's very exciting. It's an exciting period for boxing and what he's doing. You know, so it's amazing.
Absolutely. You know, he's got a mad drive and passion for the sport. And he's got a nice few quid as well. So that helps when you're putting fights together.
Eddie, always a
Cheers,
pleasure,
mate. Good
pal.
to see you.
Can we get it? We're Oosh TV. Can we get an Oosh into the camera? An Oosh with Eddie Hearn. 3, 2, 1. Oosh.